Where am I? I'm lost in the void. Okay, there I am. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of the Parasocial Pals podcast. Sorry for the extended time away. I know you all missed us so much, and we're itching to hear our unique and interesting takes on a couple of Star Trek episodes. But we're
All
back.
two of the people watching,
All two of
which
them.
is you and me.
There's a third. Todd listens sometimes. Todd actually might be like minute for minute my biggest fan. Um,
Shout out to Todd.
Shout out to Todd. You know who you are. Um, but yeah, hello everybody. Hello Nick, my co-host. Nick's got a brand new audio setup here today, so feel free to chime in and let us know if anything's different. In the meantime,
Audio setup is a strong word for what I've done, but yes.
I believe, like, I have seen VTuber audio setups that it can always be worse. Trust me.
When I was a young man talking to my friends through Skype, I used to use a Rock Band microphone in a cup
Holy shit!
as a mic stand. Yes.
Oh, that's actually pretty great. Oh man, if you still had that, I would ask you to fucking dig that out and plug it in.
It might be somewhere in a box. Yeah.
Get like a Xbox 360 headset, put a cup around it. Maybe the cup is the secret to making audio better. Maybe I need more cups. That said, I don't know if you remember that old like stand-up microphone that I had, like USB. I think it was gold. I brought it over to your house a couple times. I should fish that out and see how that sounds for you. We'll do some work on it, but in the meantime,
you get what you get.
Yeah,
listeners.
Exactly. Y'all get what you get. This is free entertainment we're providing here.
I find a new mic till you pay me to.
Maybe one day I will. We'll see.
And also get us a mattress deal.
Yeah, I want one of those sweet fucking mattress ads, and also the penis pill ads, and also the hair growing ads, and the underwear ads, and the
give me some MeUndies.
Yeah. No, you can't say the name until they pay us. You're fucking it all up.
Oh no.
And the fucking prepackaged meal ads. Fuck, there's a lot of ads. We live in some sort of ad hellscape.
Don't forget VPNs. Everybody needs a VPN now.
Oh, Christ, I forgot about VPNs. Yeah, everybody's got a fucking VPN deal. Why is this not operating? There we go. Okay. So I guess real quick before we get to Star Trek, how was your week? What have you been up to? What did you do?
See, last week I had a work training thing that required me to wake up very early.
Oh, hey, kind of
I was
same,
happy
but for
this week.
Was it like multiple
Yeah.
days or just one particular day where you had to wake up early?
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Oh, 2 in a row, those fucking assholes.
And it took the whole day.
Holy, both of them?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And it wasn't even stuff I didn't already know. I just needed certification, so.
Okay. But
take the training.
Is that going to be like a yearly thing or hopefully just a one-time thing?
This thing is a one-time thing. I still need to do my like yearly HR stuff.
Yeah, so I think I'm up to date. I keep getting an email like every 2 weeks, like, hey, you need to do this training. You've got 2 weeks to do it. And I'm like, can you guys just send this to me all at once so I can like mute the video? And
I don't need to be
bullshit
taught
my way
how
through
to
the
sexually
test?
harass people. Come on, guys.
Man, you'd be surprised how many different sexual harassment things I've had to do. It's crazy.
That is a good lead into our first episode.
It sure is. Let me tell you about sexual harassment in space. So yeah, why don't we jump into it then? The very first episode that we watched was The Enemy Within. It was
I suppose, starting with a short recap of the episode, a transporter accident causes Kirk to be split into his good and evil halves. Or rather his, I don't know, compassionate half and his libidinous half.
Yeah, that's a fucking stream-friendly way to say it.
Basically, a lot of hijinks ensue surrounding two Kirks on the ship, and at some point I I'd say it goes further than sexual harassment on one of his female crew members,
It is straight up assault. It is, yeah, like that is
which is
actual court-martialing.
yeah, and it resolves itself with Kirk being brave enough to be put back together, and that's basically the episode. Plot points, anyway.
Yeah, it is. So it is definitely an episode that I have seen through osmosis and through parody a million and one times. I don't
Every
think
sci-fi show loves doing this bit. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Gene Roddenberry invented the idea of splitting a man into his good and evil halves, but he sure put it on film
I think
pretty
Jules
early.
Verne did with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, I guess. Was that Jules Verne? Fuck. I don't know
It might
shit
have
about
been.
classic literature.
Who wrote Dr. Jekyll?
But yeah,
Robert
obviously
Louis Stevenson. I'm sorry.
Oh, was who?
It was Robert Louis Stevenson.
Oh yeah, that's a name that I've heard. That's, if you put a gun to my head, I might be able to name another book from that guy. Turns out it's a woman.
He did a lot of he did Treasure Island, your favorite Disney movie.
Oh, my favorite Muppets movie. That is true. And my favorite animated Disney space movie. Maybe we'll watch Treasure Planet one of these days. Yeah, obviously the highlight of the episode at the very start is the infamous dog in a Halloween costume alien.
Dog in a Halloween costume, they could not allow that dog to walk around it.
That dog, they can't, you are not allowed to see the legs of that dog. I'm not entirely sure the dog
Every time you see that dog, somebody is holding it, or it's like a doll.
When they just put a doll in the same costume, that was great. It was a very cute little dog. I had seen that dog before, and I thought it was going to be more important to the episode, but it turns out it's not.
Kind of important.
I guess. It's kind of weird so far how they've been like, hey, here's a weird alien thing. What's its purpose? Basically nothing. Here's a hand. It's
there to remind you that you're in space.
Yeah, it's pretty much, what's a weird thing that we can remind people that this isn't just on like a fucking weird boat or office. Somebody's working on the Office Star Trek right this very second.
Isn't that basically what Lower Decks was?
Yeah, but like less adventure-y and more dry. Trust me, they're working on it. I think Lower Decks is canceled or done, so it's going to be the next big thing. Keep your...
Lieutenant Commander Jim looking right into the camera.
Yeah. Lieutenant Commander Jim. I want him to have the biggest pauldrons you've ever seen. So, yeah, that dog was definitely a highlight. That was a nice way to start off the episode. And then, like you were saying, Kirk gets split in two for a transporter accident that they like just kind of hand wave early on, which is really weird. Like the transporter fucks up a guy.
Like, some guy some guy like gets into an accident, gets covered in some material, and I think that fucks up their transporter somehow.
Oh, was that?
He doesn't get split.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense.
I think it's like a weird ore or something. Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought it was just like, yeah, no, the ship just fucked up, and we figured fuck it instead of fixing it.
Yeah, I think it's whatever he was covered with. Fuck with their transporter.
That makes more sense. Yeah, Scotty was not at the top of his game like we had seen previously. He was just sort of like, yeah, let's give it a shot. So yeah, Kirk gets split in two, and then there was that weird line about how like, hey, let's not leave the transporter room unmanned, and Scotty's like, it'll be fine, and then it's not fine.
Yeah, immediately, like 3 seconds later, evil Kirk gets beamed in.
Yeah. And just...
Yeah, they don't beam at the same time. It's a weird delay thing because I guess that's needed to happen for the plot of the episode.
Yeah, which they don't show it happening with the dog, which later on they test it on the dog because that's what the dog is really for.
Yeah.
But yeah, transporters are a strange and fickle thing. Sometimes they duplicate you, and sometimes they turn you into a lizard, I'm told.
A newt, but yeah.
That's it, yeah. Oh, my mistake. How could I confuse the two? A lot of Saurian brandy. There has got to be some company that has patented Saurian brandy and sells it as like some fucking dog shit alcohol.
Yeah, I bet. If Dan Aykroyd has his Crystal Skull vodka, then somebody's got to have their Saurian brandy.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of a cast member from Star Trek that's still alive. Sulu's Special Reserve. I don't know.
Uh, the sons of Gene Roddenberry.
Yeah, there you go. How many? I'm sure Gene Roddenberry has a bunch of kids. Um,
Um, he
and
seems like the type.
and yeah, obviously it's we need to make the two Kirks look different for the audience. So one of them is just heavily caked up with guy liner.
Yeah, and if that wasn't enough for the audience, they also had the yeoman scratch him during his assault.
Yeah. So shortly after getting his alcohol, because this is the evil, lecherous, alcoholic version of Kirk, he goes and assaults the yeoman, a character who I think has had like more important dialogue and scenes than anyone else on the cast, not named Kirk or Spock. Like, for a character that seems to be so fucking integral to this series, holy fuck have I never heard of them outside of watching this series.
Well, the thing is, I think that character, that actress,
Mm-hmm.
is only in season one.
Oh, really? I wonder if he
Yeah,
finds a new yeoman then.
because I think she got sexually harassed on set as well.
That is sad, but not terribly surprising for 1960, 70, whatever.
And I believe Nichelle Nichols also did not enjoy the experience on set,
I
but
think, yeah.
was convinced to stay on for civil rights
Look, we
reasons.
really need a black lady, and you're like the only one. Please, God. Yeah, I think I remember hearing that. Um, yeah, the I'm curious how much more Yeoman Rand we're gonna see because there's still quite a few episodes in this season, but yeah, she gets assaulted by Kirk in her room and scratches his face up to try and attack him, but also to differentiate him for the cast. Um, which is almost immediately undone by like his own facial makeup.
Hmm.
That would
Yeah,
that was a thing that they needed for like 1 second and then got rid of it immediately. But yeah, while he's doing that, not evil Kirk is busy like pussing around and not being able to make decisions and trying to tell people that he's not a horrible person, despite multiple people seeing him be horrible.
yeah, and then he loses his balls.
He just loses his balls entirely, and Spock has to be his surrogate balls for the episode.
Yeah, I'm surprised Spock never relieved him of command. That's a thing that happens a lot in TNG.
Yeah.
I guess the chain of command is much stricter in original Star Trek.
Yeah, that I'm given the time period, yeah, they probably wanted to respect it more. Um and we'll talk about the chain of
Because in,
command
in
more in
the
the next
episode,
one.
they say straight up the captain needs to be perfect and can never show
Yeah,
weakness.
the captain needs to be perfect and never show weakness. And Kirk is like, hey, can I just like tell them that it wasn't me? And he's like, fucking no, you need to make up a better lie than that. So then they're like, oh, it was just a intruder that looks like me. Go find him. And, you know, you'd think like, hey, why don't we put
Go
Kirk
find
in
him,
this?
but don't kill him.
We definitely don't kill him. We don't know what's going to happen. So don't kill him. And then Kirk and Kirk face off for the first but not last time. Um, and then they subdue him and do some science on him and don't know what his deal is. And then some shit happens,
Yeah.
and then
So they portray it in a way that's like the evil Kirk is both lecherous and violent, but also extremely cowardly.
yeah, like he also doesn't want to kill good Kirk because he doesn't know what will happen if one of the two dies.
Yeah.
Like he does shoot first, but he misses.
Because Spock does his trademark neck pinch.
His
Yeah.
trademark Vulcan nerve pinch. That's right. So yeah, that was like, and that was the scene where he yells, "I'm Captain Kirk," or maybe that was later, but
He does it. He does the Dr. Han thing several times in the
yeah,
episode.
it's if you want to hear fucking James T.
I am
Kirk
a starship
yelling,
captain.
"I am a starship surgeon." Oh, McCoy, you kind of really suck.
Yeah, let's get Dr. Han on board.
That would be great. Yeah, let's get Dr. Han for the next season of Star Trek. Get him in that Office spinoff we were talking about. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, it's weird that they got Carl Urban to play McCoy because it doesn't really look like DeForest Kelly at all.
Yeah, I was thinking that, and I forget the person they got to play Spock. Other than the haircut, he doesn't really look like him.
Stylar from Heroes, I think.
Sure, I never watched Heroes.
I forget his actual name.
Yeah.
But I think Hugh Laurie would have been a better McCoy.
That would have been fantastic, yeah.
But he's already too recognizable as a doctor.
Yeah. He's also like a mouse father sometimes. He's got facets. At least two of them.
I just think it's funny people are surprised he's British.
Yeah, I mean, like, especially like even that very first in fucking Stuart Little. He's really good at an American accent. And then yeah, much like who's the other the guy from
Fireman?
No, the Idris Elba. For how many times he does an American accent when you actually hear him talk, you're like, oh wow. Yeah, you are like unintelligibly British.
He's at the point in the career where he's stopped having to do that.
Oh, really?
He can just be British now.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
In most things.
I know there was a big push for him to be Doctor Who or 007, and I don't think either of those have happened. I think he's a bit too old for 007 now.
I think he's aged out of it, yeah. Unfortunately.
I don't know who we would get for 007 these days. Who's like young, hot, British, maybe Scottish men.
Oh, it'll be a lady now, so.
Oh, yeah, probably. Just like Doctor
You need
Who.
to expand your horizons.
Yeah, that's right. I got to think outside the box, like Gene Roddenberry did. Yeah, and then the episode.
Back to Star Trek.
Yeah, back to Star Trek, and then Bad Spock, like just Bad Spock that'll show up later, I'm sure. Bad Kirk just straight up lies to Good Kirk, and he's like, "Yeah, no, I'll believe you, Bad Kirk," and then gets the shit kicked out of him. And then there's another scene of like which Kirk is the real Kirk, and everybody knows which Kirk is the real Kirk, but they still like hesitate.
Yeah, they're not fooled at all.
Yeah. It's like obviously the one who just said fucking leave those guys for dead is the bad one, but we're still going to have this weird standoff for a second. Also, well, like,
the one who has executive decision ability.
Yeah. You can also just like
the bad one.
Stun them both, I guess.
Yeah, they could have done that.
Mm-hmm. And there was that weird, like, that life force transfer where Good Kirk gives some of his life to Bad Kirk to fix fucking Scotty's bullshit machine.
More of a pep talk thing, but I don't know.
I choose.
They held hands, and it was
magic.
Weird.
It was weird. Yeah, and then they test the fixed transporter to see if it'll re-Kirkify them, and they test it on the dog, which was split into a good and evil dog. But that dog dies.
So something that struck me about that is that they tried sending like supplies down to the crew on the planet. Oh yeah, there's a crew on a planet with Sulu who are dying, and that's
actually like the main catalyst for the episode. Yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah, there's like sub-zero temperatures and Sulu's like dying, and they're trying to figure this out while also figuring out Kirk.
Because they can't.
They send supplies down to them, but the supplies are bad because they keep splitting. Like the transporter splits the non-living objects into fucking good and evil duplicates.
Yeah, which like makes both of them.
So why
not
not test it on those things? They said They were trying to send them like space heaters or something.
Yeah. And then like they just use their phasers to heat up rocks, but then that stops working for
Yeah,
reasons that aren't explained.
I guess the phasers have short battery life. I don't know.
Yeah, it's were there not? Did the rocks disintegrate? They weren't really clear on that.
Look, part of the plots of these episodes is that select characters need to become incompetent for the plot to work.
That's true. That is, yet someone has to be dumber at some point, otherwise it doesn't fucking work.
Like, yeah, in any other episode, Sulu would probably be an expert survivalist who would have no problem finding a way to survive this.
Yeah,
And McCoy would be excellent at treating space splitting,
disease.
or
Yeah,
Scotty would be able to solve this no problem. But because we need these characters to be dumb in this way, the episode has to happen.
yeah. And so yeah, they test it on the dog, and the dog dies, and then Spock is like, "Well, that's just because it was a stupid dog. A man has the force of will to not die, so you'll be fine, Kirk. Do it."
It's mind over matter, Kirk.
Yeah, you stupid idiot. Just don't die, dumbass. Fucking. I kind of love Spock sometimes. Just like, why don't you just fucking not die, idiot? Remember when I invented a new formula for fucking starship fuel to go back in time? Why don't you be like me, idiot?
Yeah, he really just does pull the Vulcan like skill issue thing on him.
He does. I had no idea how much of a Mary Sue
I,
Spock really is.
I think he literally goes like, "Well, I'm half Vulcan, half human, and I struggle with my identity every day. Fucking deal with it."
Yeah, I do this all the time. Oh, is this new for you? How sad that you have two identities you need to fucking deal with. I'm a fucking alien. What are you? You're white. You're from Kansas. Figure it out. I think he's from Kansas, right?
What also strikes me about Evil Kirk is that sometimes he's like an ape, and other times he's like weirdly charismatic.
Yeah, so he's like doesn't even talk at first, and yeah, then he fucking just figures it out. But he has like perfect knowledge of the ship and everybody, which is a plot point for a second.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how much of that was thought about when they were writing the script, but
yeah. And then eventually fucking good Kirk convinces bad Kirk that they need to become one again because you can't live as half a man.
yes, we get to see William Shatner hug his body double.
You get to see the back of some dude's head quite a bit this episode.
With a different haircut, by the way.
It's so obviously a different haircut. I'm like, guys, you didn't even try here. Like, the build and stuff looked pretty similar, even the hair color, but the haircut was all wrong. And they're like, well, fuck it. We're not getting two haircuts today.
Yeah, part of the fun of watching old Star Trek is seeing like all of the visual effects tricks they had to do before CGI was ever a thing.
Yeah. And of course, we're watching this with the original effects because that's just better.
Yeah.
I don't want to see all them.
A lot of it really is just like them putting things together with duct tape and string and then just hoping the audience will forgive.
Yeah, and hoping that some good camera tricks and a lot of cutting will make it look fine. And I guess back in
Vaseline on the lens.
back in the 70s, TVs were a lot smaller and it was a lot harder to see all that shit. I know, like, I was watching.
Maybe we should watch it with the original scan lines.
Oh god, yeah. Need to find a fucking CRT. I was watching Red Letter Media one time, and they were talking about Next Generation, and it's like, yeah, on the 4K Blu-rays, you can see where they just like put black paper over a bunch of shit on the background because they're like, well, we need to cover this up for a different scene, and nobody's going to be able to see it here in good old 1996.
Mm-hmm. The aspect ratios were different, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, they
remember when TVs were square.
I miss when TVs are square. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of sick of rectangles. We got all this extra width and we're really not doing anything with it. It's kind of just like the height of greed.
Yeah, my peripheral vision just can't handle it.
It's so much. I only like there's nothing interesting out there. You got all the interesting stuff in the middle, so why do I need all this fucking room? But yeah,
Less is
fucking
more.
good Kirk combines with bad Kirk, and then they're able to save the guys who were freezing to death. And then he apologizes to the yeoman for the sexual assault, and it's all good. Everything's fine.
I don't think he even does apologize to her. I think she comes up to him being like, I understand it wasn't you. And he's like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Yep. Don't ever talk about it again.
And then Spock is like, hey, you liked it, right?
Yeah, Spock was
That was
fucking
weird.
like, yeah, that Kirk, huh? Boy, I wish I had Kirk to assault me in my cabin. Like, what the fuck, Spock?
Like, dude, Spock.
Yeah.
He was on top of her.
Yeah, he was pinning her down and everything. It was fucking graphic for the time.
So yeah, that's not even the most sexist episode we watched today
That's the
or
crazy
yesterday.
part. So yeah, then we went to the next episode, Mud's Women.
Mud's Women, which introduces the character of Harry Mudd,
Harry Mudd.
also known as Leo Walsh.
Captain Leo Walsh, don't you know? Sounded like a
Yeah, so
fucking
the
leprechaun.
basic summary of this episode is they pick up a space pimp and his three Russian brides that he's trying to sell off, but they're also having space fuel issues, so they need to go to a mining planet. And then Mr. Space Pimp Harry Mudd tries to sell the women to the miners, but there's a twist. They're actually addicted to a drug that makes them beautiful, or does it? I don't know. Uh, and then there's a weird like romance quote unquote subplot. And the moral of the episode is that uggos can be pretty if they're just competent enough. And then they leave the space brides with the miners and get their fuel and then leave.
And I wish that was a parody. Yeah, that was another weird one for women's rights in a different way. So yeah, that I wanted to start with the like, aren't they a fucking science vessel? Why are they fucking arresting a dude? You're not space cops, you're space scientists.
You got to remember, Starfleet is also the Navy.
I guess, but like like I don't know. That was the part that I really like. Why are you chasing this guy? And also Kirk is like, no, we need to catch this. Put my entire ship and crew at risk. Because he's like, no, we need to put a force field around them in this asteroid field so that they don't die so we can apprehend them. And that causes their fuel issues.
Yeah, I don't think Picard would have taken that risk.
Yeah, absolutely not. And it's like, again, if your prerogative is science, like, you know, do your best. They go into the asteroid field. All right, fuck it. I'm not putting my crew in danger for whatever the fuck is going on here later. But no, they managed to apprehend Leo Walsh, who just looks like he stole a bunch of costumes from the fucking Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Yeah, he has a face and a fashion sense that just screams fake identity.
I just need to put it on screen for a second because like this is, oh my God, you suck.
Yep, there he is.
Yep, that's about the fucking resolution. Fucking zoom in on that if you need to. Just like a fucking handlebar mustache and like a weird tri-corner hat or something. And he wants to wear the pirate shirt. He wanted to wear it so badly.
This picture doesn't do it justice, but around his neck there's a smattering of fake chest hair.
Yeah, let's see.
Because I guess the regular actor wasn't hairy enough for that.
Yeah.
And also was wearing a black t-shirt because he may have been self-conscious about his actual body hair. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of see it. Oh, is that other stuff? I don't want spoilers, but Yeah, he's got weird fake body hair and a big old earring on one side and just the most flamboyant extra character I've ever seen in this show. Completely forgot it was a fucking show about space science for like 10 minutes.
It's essentially the Seinfeld pirate shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they get him and they get his three ladies who are his cargo.
Yeah, not his crew, his cargo.
Not his crew. And then they immediately like have a fucking trial. And he's like, yeah, you could talk to Spock if you need any legal advice, I guess. Whatever. And then Spock is also like the stenographer, which is weird. I feel like that's a conflict of interest, but whatever. Nobody gives a shit about legality in this show, clearly.
They have a comedic segment where they have him, I guess, not hooked up to a lie detector, but there's a lie detector involved. It's mildly funny.
Yeah, that was actually pretty funny. That was, it seemed like the prototype for the classic Mo Sislak lie detector bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They just keep catching him in lies.
Yeah, keeps saying is like what he is and what he's doing, and he keeps lying, and he tells the truth, but not enough.
You find out he's a known criminal.
Yeah, for like buying starships,
known fraudster. Yeah,
and having a canceled space license, which is a thing that I now know exists. But yeah, then he's like weirdly protective of the women, and it's like, don't let him do a medical examination on you, and it'll be fine. They won't. And I'm like, are they fucking robots? What's the deal? And then one of them like goes near fucking Bones's medical screen, and it goes crazy, and he doesn't know why, and it doesn't really explain why, except for the drugs, I guess.
Yeah, Bones is just like, it's not supposed to do that. And he doesn't elucidate on why.
Yeah. And kind of because the women are so fucking hot that they just like hypnotize all the men.
They're like, they would have called it pheromones in these days, but I don't think that was a known thing in the 60s.
Yeah. Like literally hypnotizing men, except for Spock, because he's too emotionless for that.
Yeah, but Spock also does that thing where he's just kind of like shrugging off everyone else acting very strange.
Yeah, he
cocks his eyebrow and goes, "Wow, what a bunch of idiots!"
No, these guys are stupid. Anyway,
couldn't be me getting horny over girls.
Couldn't be me, says the man who cries about being an alien. Merely 2 episodes earlier.
He'll get his chance.
He will. So then, yeah, Harry Mudd tries to get his women to seduce various people on the ship. And one of them has the one who's supposed to seduce Kirk has a change of heart for some reason.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to want to go along with the bride thing, but I don't really understand her motives there, because it's not that she doesn't want to be a sex slave. She hates that she's faking it.
Yeah,
she hates that she's not actually pretty.
Like she wanted to leave and go be a wife, but like not like this, I guess. Which I guess they kind of get into later in the episode, but yeah, it's weird.
They call it the Venus drug or something.
Yeah. Which is supposed to work on men despite no men taking it in the episode. I wonder if that'll come back. Yeah. Probably not.
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, I figured.
They probably use it in some racy fan fiction, though.
Yeah. So, yeah, they find a lithium mining planet with lithium miners who are super rich, by the way. Lithium miners are the richest motherfuckers in the galaxy. Don't ask questions.
They don't seem very rich from what we saw of them. But
they sure look fucking like they live in a cave. But Mudd contacts them and sets them up so when the Starfleet finally gets there, they're like, hey, we want to buy these lithium crystals. And they're like, nah, but you can give us those women that we know about.
Give us the babes.
Give us the babes. So then they have like a little party with all the babes.
Yeah, with all 6 of the people.
Yeah. There's 3 babes and 3 miners. 3 miners for the entire planet.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that mining operation works, but
I'm guessing.
I guess you're not supposed to think about it too hard.
No, clearly. Yeah, and then the same woman who had the change of heart with Kirk doesn't want to be there, even though she wanted to be there earlier. So then she runs away into the snow dust storm.
Yeah, they also try to set up like a love triangle with Kirk, but like,
Yeah, that sort of like fell apart almost immediately.
like he never really seemed that into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he seemed curious about her, but that's just because she was acting weird.
Yeah, he's like, why are you so fucking weird? I've already got a yeoman. I don't need you.
Yeah, so she storms out, and then they go after her. I guess everyone gives up on the search, but like the lead miner guy manages to find her and drag her back to his house.
And then takes a nap because it was so cold in the snow dust storm.
I think they were trying to portray as him like a gentleman because he didn't take advantage of her while she was passed out.
Yeah, you know what?
And, like he let her on the bed and he took a nap on his bench.
Yeah, for the 60s, that was pretty gentlemanly, I suppose.
So like you're supposed to think, oh, he's a good guy, but then he acts like a dick in the next scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then she wakes up and makes him breakfast, and he's being like a huge dick about it. Like, oh, I make better food than you. Fucking, I thought you wanted a wife, dickhead.
Yeah, I don't understand the dynamic of what was going on because like he does a nice thing for her, then she does a nice thing for him, and then they're both really fucking bitchy at each other for I don't know why.
In the 60s, that was just called marriage, I suppose.
Is it like a tsundere thing? Are we supposed to? Is that flirting?
I that might actually literally be what flirting was back then. I don't know. Most of my grandparents are dead. I can't ask them.
Because by the end of the episode, they decide to stay together.
Yeah,
but I don't.
And so, like, Harry Mudd.
From what I saw, they hate each other.
Yeah, they come back and they explain, "Oh yeah, these women were only hot because we gave them drugs." And then Blossom Girl is like, I want a man to love me for who I am, not for my drugs, but I'll take the drugs anyway, because that'll show you. So then she takes the drugs and transforms into the hot version again. And then Kirk is like,
the hot version is just her with makeup on.
It's just her with makeup and her hair brushed. Yeah. And then Kirk is like, joke's on you. That wasn't the real drug. That was just a placebo that still transformed you physically.
Gummies.
Yeah. We just gave you some fucking
I swapped your weed gummies with Haribo gummies.
And then after that, they decide to be together. The miner and Blossom. And it, like, I feel like they desperately wanted to make a point about like marriage and relationships, but like nobody there understood what a relationship is.
No one there has ever talked to a woman. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that episode was, the story was by Gene Roddenberry, which is not all of them.
Yeah. So I think the moral of the story is like uggos have more confidence.
Yeah, it's just like,
you can pull a man, don't worry.
Yeah. Like I don't want a woman who's hot. I want a woman who's willing to be hot for me to prove me wrong. I don't know.
So yeah, it wasn't like about women's independence or anything. It was just like uggos be hot.
Yeah. No, and the other two guys got married, so either they didn't know or didn't care.
I'm sure those girls found their self-confidence.
Yeah. And then
too, I don't know.
Harry Mudd was like, hey, can you leave me here on this planet so I can be like a seventh wheel? And Kirk is like, no, you're going to space jail. I'm sure that plot line will resolve to everyone's satisfaction.
You might have seen a little spoiler in there when you were looking up Harry Mudd.
Okay.
There's another episode with him.
Well, I'll be honest. If he does the accent again, then thank fucking God.
I don't think the women come back, so don't worry about that one.
That's fine. I think I'm here more for Harry Mudd than anything else at this point.
But yeah, that was a weird episode, and I think that might even be worse than Charlie X.
Yeah, so let's get to the let's get here. So we've got was the other one the Enemy Within? And then Mudd's Women. So we'll start with the Enemy Within. I think it's fair to say that it is not the best episode
No.
Is it
I would put it
better?
somewhere above or beneath Naked Time.
Yeah, I think I like it better than Naked Time just because it has more philosophical exploration. It's more Kirk centric,
Yes.
but
The
oh good, I need to save some of this so I can remember to blacklist it later. Sorry, give me one sec to
Yep.
do that. And banned. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so they talk around it more than they talk about it, but like the nature of man and his
His
where
good
does
and his
courage
evil
come
and
from?
how they're both necessary, yes.
Yeah, what does it mean to be Captain Kirk and to be a leader? And I think there's
And I'm
more
not
going
even
on
sure
there.
that I'm not even sure I agree with their moral statement on how necessary the evil rapey part of you is.
Yeah, but they're trying. They got something.
Yeah.
But for that reason, I think it goes above Naked Time.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Naked Time was just like, hey,
It
what if
had
everybody
something to
was
say at
drunk?
least.
Yeah.
Well, Naked Time was also about, I don't know, the libidinous part of ourselves.
A bit, yeah, and the nature of inhibitions and why we need them.
Who we really are. Yes.
That worked, right? Okay, probably. Uh,
But like,
well,
is do you think evil is stored in the balls?
I, I mean, I have seen plenty of people without balls be evil, but I would not be surprised if there is like extra evil stored in the balls.
I guess that does seem to be the case.
Yeah, it's, there's a special brand of evil that's exclusive to balls.
But like, seriously, does your capacity for evil also affect your ability to make decisions?
Yeah, that was the
Because that
that.
seems to be what they say.
Yeah, that's what they're saying is like your evil
Your
horny
command
side is also the
ability.
one that can make choices because otherwise you just flip flop like some sort of fucking pansy.
And I'm not sure I even agree with that, but
Yeah,
it seems to be the case for Kirk, at least.
yeah, I could definitely see that being the case for Kirk. But yeah,
Anyway, Mudge Women goes beneath Charlie X for me.
yeah, I mean, I would put it above Charlie X because it's more entertaining than Charlie X. I feel. Is it? No, I just really like Harry Mudd. I think I'm putting too much on him. Yeah, no, it goes below Charlie
Harry
X.
Mudd was a fan favorite character for many people.
That that makes me feel better. But yeah, I despite my love for Mr. Mudd, I think you're right. It is like on the whole a worse episode than Charlie X. Because again, if we're going by like statements being made, at least Charlie X had more Kirk stuff of like, "Hey Kirk, you got to be a dad now." And Mudd's women
Hey,
was like,
Kirk, is
"Hey
there a
Kirk, you
right way
can't
to hit a
sexually
woman?
harass two women in 2 episodes."
Yeah, but that's where I stand on it.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with you. I think if I put my baser instincts aside, if I were to split myself in twain,
Well, don't worry. The next Harry Mudd episode will probably be above Charlie X.
thank God. 6 episodes, crazy. How many episodes does season 1 have?
Season 1 has 29.
God, back when there are almost 30 episodes for a season, crazy. Are they counting
Yeah,
the? Oh, that is actually season 3. Oh, but there's only okay.
yeah.
There's
Next up, we have What Are Little Girls Made Of and Miri.
oh, we're going back
I
to the.
don't remember.
I'm not going to read any of that.
I don't remember what Little Girls Are Made Of is about, but I do remember Miri is also a stinker.
Well, obviously it's sugar, spice, and everything nice, and sometimes chemical X.
But I personally love it when we have a good one and a stinker side by side.
Yeah, I think so far we've been pretty lucky with that. I dread the day when we have 2 dog shit episodes we got to watch. Um, I'm
Maybe
sure
if I
that
see
day
a,
will come.
a double dog shit episode, we can slip in an episode of TNG instead.
There we go. That'd be nice. Um, and yeah, I guess for our third option, we did something a little bit
Our
different
wine
this
pairing.
week.
We finished the plot of Death Stranding 2,
Yes. So
which is essentially a movie.
it
So,
really is, to the point where a character literally tells you there's a long cutscene coming up. I actually really like this art, so I'm going to open this.
yeah. So, because Death Stranding 2 is more recent than Star Trek, spoiler warning, spoiler.
Yeah, it's, if
We're
you're
not going to hold
listening
back.
and you care about Death Stranding 2, which is a hell of a crossover, but this is your last chance.
I mean, Death Stranding does owe a lot to Star Trek
I think you might be
in
correct.
its sci-fi-ness.
It's exploration of the beyond. I can see that. So yeah, I had been dragging my heels on this game for what I can't believe is 6 months. I got this game when it released and played it a bit and was generally underwhelmed in almost every way.
I think we're of like minds in that we enjoyed playing the first game more.
Yeah, the first game I felt was better in like just about every way, except gameplay, which honestly is a strength. Weirdly,
It's weird because Death Stranding 2 as a game plays better in almost every way than Death Stranding 1, but it lacks so much of the friction that it just wasn't as fun for me to go through.
yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't as interesting to do things in it because everything was so easy, so frictionless, like you were saying. Like in the first game, it was like you don't want to shoot people because that's a really, really bad thing. And then in this game, it's like, oh, we invented bullets that you can use on ghosts and people. It's fine. Don't worry about it anymore. And the vehicles
Actually,
are better now.
A good way to describe it is Death Stranding 1 is like riding a skateboard, and Death Stranding 2 is like riding a roller coaster.
Yeah. And
Like 2 is going to go much faster, it has much steeper drops and all that, but you're on rails and you're safe no matter what.
yeah, you're self-propelled, and are really, you're not self-propelled. You're propelled by other forces. But yeah, exactly. It wants to be more exciting, and it is, but you have less control of that. So yeah, that was the reason why I dragged my feet on it for so long. I would play for a little bit and then be like, nothing interesting is happening. And then I also skipped out on a ton of side content. And from the sounds I've heard from you and some of my other friends who have played this, like all of the interesting shit in this game is in the side content that I skipped.
Yeah, and as far as upgrades go,
Yeah.
and boss fights, I think.
Yeah, like there's interesting boss fights, there's interesting missions, there's like I never went to a hot spring, so I didn't know about that until somebody told me. And like,
Yeah, all the fun stuff is hidden in the like nooks and crannies.
I wouldn't have
much.
gone back to the pizza chef if someone hadn't told me.
I won't say all of the fun stuff because there's some fun stuff in that ending sequence.
That ending sequence, like I was ready to write this off as a complete and utter failure, and that ending sequence really did like knock it up a full point of, all right, this was almost worth it.
Well, the last Death Stranding was like that too. A lot of the good stuff is in the back half.
Yeah, but I feel like there was more interesting gameplay stuff peppered throughout. Like we were talking about, you get vehicles in the first Death Stranding much later, and they're not the most amazing thing. They work for a while, and then you're like, hey, here's this thing where a vehicle doesn't work. So then you have to figure out that problem, and hey, now you have to do these ghost sections, and your ghost detecting baby is gone. Figure that out. And it was really scary, but that made it interesting and fun, and there's fucking none of that in this game.
I mean, you do lose your baby, but also it doesn't matter.
But also it doesn't fucking matter. And like the fight sequences with not Solid Snake were cool, but kind of pointless. That whole thing was super pointless, I feel. Where like Mads Mikkelsen's story, like you didn't get it until the end, but it was a pretty big reveal at the end. This one was like
Yeah.
fucking pointless the whole way through.
Hey, the guy who cucked you tried to save your baby, but failed.
He cucked you to save you, but then he didn't. And also, you have to fight him for reasons.
Yeah, I think Kojima really felt he needed a Mads Mikkelsen type, but I don't think that was necessary.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessary. I think he knew he needed like dedicated fight sections like the first one. I wish I knew how much of this was Kojima actually wanting to make a sequel and how much of this was Sony being like, you need to make a sequel. Because like
Yeah.
it feels like the whole game was made at gunpoint. Like,
I do think Norman Reed or Kojima just likes hanging out with Norman Reedus and Leia Sado. So
yeah, he definitely likes hanging out with his friends, and I don't begrudge him that. I just wish he made a better game with it.
Troy Baker gets like a lot more screen time.
Yeah, maybe Troy Baker put a gun to Kojima's head and is like, "You are gonna make me the fucking main villain, god damn it."
Troy gets a lot more screen time, and he gets his own song number.
He gets his own song. He gets his own fucking Liquid Snake boss battle. He gets literally everything he was deprived of in the first game. Yeah, he gets that cool cutscene battle with Tomorrow, and like, I never want to hear
multiple
shit from
boss
Troy
fights.
Baker ever again. Yeah, he gets multiple boss fights, like 3 of them in the same fucking boss fight. That was something else, and like, I think that's because I didn't do the side content, but like, there was 2 BT bosses that I fought. Yeah, there was like the giant hand really early and the giant head, and I feel like that was it, and the giant crab at the end.
I think those might be the only mandatory ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I fought many of them because, I'm a completionist.
Yeah. And you saw the first and only BT I ever captured was that giant crab. Never
Giant
even
enemy
used
crab.
it. Yeah, hit its weak point for massive damage. And that was pretty cool. I wish there was more of that, like that ending sequence where it looks like everything was underwater. Super cool and pretty. I wish there was more of that.
Yeah. As the visuals of the game are gorgeous, it might be the prettiest PS5 game available.
I think it is, in my opinion, the prettiest PlayStation 5 game. And I don't even have a Pro. This is just base PS5 and it looks fucking immaculate.
I think part of that is that Kojima knows the limitations of like face scan tech.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because like there's not that many NPCs in the game that you really get to interact with. Every time you see them, it's always pre-rendered shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's definitely more characters in your like team this time around, but you don't see them too often.
No, it's mostly Dollman talking at you.
Yeah, it's like Norman Reedus was like, I'll be in this game, but I don't want to fucking talk. So they're like, well, fuck, we need somebody to talk.
Yeah, it's almost as bad as Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah. I'm very, oh man, how much of this game is just him trying to redo Metal Gear Solid 5, I wonder.
But at least we don't have the truck scene where he's just silent while the final boss monologues for 15 minutes.
Oh god, is that a real thing that happens in MGS5?
Yes.
That sucks. I don't know if I'm ever going to play 5. I think I'll stop at 4 and just say that's where it ends.
Gameplay wise, people say it's the most fun.
That's what I hear. But I'll be honest, I was never into Metal Gear Solid for the gameplay. Like, you know how I play. I sneak until I get caught, which is pretty early, and then it's time to shoot.
5 allows for that play style more than any other game.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. Maybe I should play that. We'll see. It's certainly not high on my list. I got other shit I want to play. Like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I gotta get back into Pokemans now.
Yeah, I still haven't even finished Pokemans. Like, I watched my wife finish it, and I was like, that's probably enough for me.
That might be how I approach Death Stranding too. There's too many other things.
Yeah, there's just it. I'm glad we were able to finish it. A, so I could delete it off my fucking PlayStation, um, and B, so I could just see that thing to its end. But
Oh, and much like Harry Mudd, we would be remiss not to mention Tommy Earl Jenkins stealing the show.
oh yeah, Tommy Earl Jenkins doing his fucking K-pop dance and like, surprise, it was me the whole time, fuckers. So that was a really funny thing that like, so we called a bunch of the twists in this game super early. But the Tommy Earl Jenkins thing eluded me because at the beginning of the game where it's like, hey, choose a voice for Charlie, we both picked the canonically correct answer of Tommy Earl Jenkins. And I did not know that if you pick the other options, the game tells you no. And it forces you to have Tommy Earl Jenkins.
I guess for context for anyone who's not played Death Stranding 2,
But is
there's a
still here.
robot man named Charlie who gives you the option of which of your former previous friends from the first game you want to be the voice. It's not really a choice.
Yeah.
It's always going to be Tommy Earl Jenkins, aka Die Hardman, aka the best dancer in the game.
Yes. And like that, because I didn't pick those other options and didn't know that those were fake options, I just assumed that they recorded all that dialogue for like 3 people. So yeah,
insane, but
yeah, Kojima's done crazier shit. But then again, Sony probably wouldn't want to pay for that. So yeah, that was a very cool reveal at the end, and his fucking dance scene was spectacular. Look, man, we're human and we need to dance.
I think that was Charlie singing as well. Or
Tommy?
Tommy.
Yeah, I think it was. It certainly sounded like him. So yeah, just 2 games in a row giving the best performance of the game goes to Tommy Earl Jenkins this year at the Game Awards.
You know what? I think I saw like I saw him post on Twitter that dance number, but it was like entirely out of context. So I'm like, Tommy just likes to dance.
He just likes to dance. That's a great way to do that. I'll have to go find that. Yeah, if he did the mocap for that too, that's super impressive because that was a fucking dance number.
It was pretty good.
And
I honestly wish he was they did the reveal earlier because that man just oozes charisma.
He's so fucking good. It sucks that
he really lit up the entire room when he entered.
Yeah. He's the goddamn president of the United Americas of Strand. Yeah, it's a shame that happened so late. I wish he was there more because like it's great hearing him, but the computerization they do on his voice sucks.
And he's also pretending to be a robot half the time.
Yeah, he's also pretending to be a robot, which like if I had a nickel for everybody in this fucking game that's pretending to be a robot, I'd have like 5 nickels.
Also, they do not explain what the Death Stranding really is.
So that
sorta, I guess.
The thing that pisses me off the most, and I still don't have a satisfactory answer, is the like major plot thread of, oh, pregnant women just remain perma-pregnant at like 7 months. And that's never expounded upon. I'm sure the reason has something to do with like fucking APAS wanting to stop humanity and some bullshit with the beach, but like never do they explain what that is. And then at the very end, it's like, oh yeah, pregnancy works now again. Fucking Rainey had her baby, so it's all good now.
Yeah, like maybe there's like an explanation in there hidden in the like notes or something.
Yeah,
but
maybe it's in the corpus or something. If I didn't delete the game, I'd go back and look, but I am not reinstalling that game ever, even if they do DLC. But yeah, it feels like a game with like 6 different plot threads that were just tied together because they couldn't finish any of them, but they needed to put in a game. Also, for a game called
Yeah,
Death Stranding 2 on the beach, you're very rarely on the beach.
yeah, that is also true.
That seemed like it was going to be a
I
bigger
feel
thing.
like, despite the game being quite long, it feels like it should have been longer,
Yeah, I know, right?
or at
Like,
least they should have dedicated less time to certain sections of it.
I was speeding through that game, and it took me like 45, maybe even 50 hours. I'll have to double check. I don't remember how. I want to say I put like 100 hours into Death Stranding 1, maybe. I didn't do all the side stuff, but I did a hell of a lot more than I did in Death Stranding 2, I'll tell you that.
I remember when I first started the game, I was kind of disappointed that Mexico was so small, and then the only other map is Australia.
Yeah.
But I guess it kind of maybe I would have preferred if they made Australia a little smaller and put more areas in somewhere else.
Yeah, it definitely. Australia, like, America felt
Like if
like. Good.
maybe if they had taken the mountainous part out of Australia and decided that was like the Alps or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the mountain area felt like, hey, here's a completely different biome from the rest of the game. You're gonna spend an hour here tops. Because like going
And
through
it's so empty.
going through the Rockies in Death Stranding 1 was like a big thing. It was a good chunk of that game. It was arduous.
Yeah.
And then in this game, it's like, yeah, go save a guy, deliver some shit. All right, you're done. Go the fuck back down the mountain. Maybe you have to go up
I
one
mean, if
more
you
time.
decide to do everything up there, it is quite an ordeal. But
Yeah.
as soon as you get the good tires, it's nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely like there's a lot
So
of
you're actually better off skipping most of it because you get those tires for free,
yeah, you get those tires like at the
like
end of it
plot
all for
wise.
free.
So like I was stupid and tried to like max people out before I had those. Now I
Is
feel like an idiot.
now he feels like an idiot for playing the
I went
game.
and set up a network of fucking zip lines.
Dumbass. Playing the video game. How dare you?
How dare I? But yeah, what's our through line on our three things on the
Um
nature of men?
the nature of men and the women they assault. Can't put that in the podcast title. Um
No.
yeah, there's a very weird romantic subplot at the end of Death Stranding 2 with Sam and
And
Fragile,
fragile.
which is like that could have been a thing that they could have spent more time on in the game, but they didn't. So I think like all three of them just have this weird understanding of relationships.
Yeah.
And like none of
This
them
the
really
strained relationships
understand.
between men and women. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, I babysat your baby this one time. And I think there's supposed to be a thing there where they both have like or had the like touch dysphoria or
I
whatever.
don't I don't think Fragile had awesome possum phobia,
Yeah,
but
I thought she did or something similar. I don't remember. They talk about it very briefly in Death Stranding 1, but yeah,
she had old person body.
she did, and then she didn't because we didn't want to do that again.
Yeah, there was also a lot of symbolism towards the end that I'm gonna have to watch again
Mm-hmm.
to try to make sense of that.
Yeah. Yeah, let me know if
Because
you
it's
hmm.
it's hard to understand how much of it is literal and how much of it is figurative
Yeah,
with
that's
Kojima.
much like Silent Hill. The some things may or may not be real, and that is left to interpretation.
Because with the whole Death Stranding thing, like anything that you see might actually be physically happening or not. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's just a fucking weird ghost. And I feel like that so near the end when you're like playing as Ghost Neil And it's like, oh, Neil was the ghost that caused the void out at the Death Stranding 1. Like, that was probably supposed to feel like a bigger thing than it was, but it ended up being like, okay, sure, whatever. Like, it answers so few questions, and the questions it answers, no one gives a shit about. That, I feel, is Death Stranding 2's cardinal fucking sin.
Yeah, it kind of pulled a Surf Dracula on
A
us.
little bit, yeah.
But I don't know. I still enjoy the game. I'll probably finish it on my own.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you
But
do finish it, let me know if you glean anything, if there's anything that I missed.
and at least it has shit to talk about.
Yeah, it is. It's not so boring that it's not worth talking about, I suppose. It's not the worst thing in the world for that.
But understandably, I don't think it's going to win anything for Game of the Year.
I have heard so few people talk about this game. Like I said, I forgot that this came out 6 fucking months ago. I am very curious how many new people came to this game and whether or not they liked it, and how many returning Death Stranding fans came to it and liked it or not.
It's weird because like this game seems like it was made for audiences who did not like the first game,
Oh
but
yeah.
like plot wise, if you didn't play that first game, you're fucked.
Yeah, like even if you watch that recap at the beginning, you're not going to understand shit if you're jumping into Death Stranding 2.
Well, even that, like all of the emotional beats require you to have played the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Dead man's quote unquote death is going to mean nothing to you.
Yup.
Fragile's death, you're probably not going to care that much about.
Yup.
Lou dying, you're
Yeah,
probably going to
you
like,
don't
who's
know
this
who this
baby?
fucking baby is. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Higgs, you're not going to hate an appropriate amount.
Yeah, you're like, who is this fucking weird clown man that hates me so much?
He's the Joker, baby.
Boy, God, he wishes he was the Joker so bad.
I'm almost certain Troy Baker has played the Joker in some animated project.
You're probably right. I'm sure there's some like DC movie or something where he played the Joker because Mark Hamill was sick or something.
Troy Baker was the Joker in Batman Arkham Origins.
The one nobody played.
And in Batman Assault on Arkham, the animated movie, and Batman The Long Halloween, parts 1 and 2.
Okay, I thought that second one was the VR game for a second. I was going to laugh my ass off, you know, harder.
And also Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I thought that was exclusively a comic. I didn't realize that was also animated.
I think we watched that one.
Did we? I don't think I did. You might have watched it with somebody else.
Maybe. Batman fights Shredder and it rules.
That sounds fucking rad. Yeah, I want to see that. That sounds like something that should have happened to Batman Ninja.
Well, after you turn this off, I recommend going and watching Batman versus Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I'll go find it. I'm sure it's on HBO before it gets turned into Netflix too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good movie.
Okay, I'll have to go find that then. All right. Well, shall we call it a podcast?
I think so. I don't have anything else to say about Death Stranding.
Yeah, same. All right, so yeah, I think next week is the 20th, so we've got quite a buffer before Christmas. Post Christmas is up in the air. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see how everybody's feeling. And then, yeah, it's almost 2026. Fucking crazy. But yeah. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Nick, for joining me once again.
Thanks for having me.
Hell yeah. And we'll probably see y'all next week. So have yourselves a good week if you're one of those people that starts on a Sunday. Anyway, bye-bye.
Adios, Papas Fritas.